voices of the Rays, Andy Freed and Neil Solondz, who will bring you all the action from first pitch to the final out.
My son was 20 years old when he was prescribed opioids. It took him 5 days to get addicted. I'm not supposed to be the one to go get his suit that I'm going to bury him in. My son overdosed at the age of 22 years old.
If you're struggling with prescription opioids, there is hope. Recovery is possible. Contact Central Florida Behavioral Health Network at cfbhn.org. Central Florida Behavioral Health Network is a managing entity contracted with the Department of Children and Families.
Cameron Meisner, the baby's gone!
A two-run hope, a grand slam.
When the Rays hit one out of the park, you score free pizza from Colony Grill. Simply take your mobile ticket in the MLB Ballpark app to any participating Colony Grill location to enjoy this delicious deal.
This one is gone too.
Buy any one pizza and get one of Colony Grill's signature hot oil pizzas for free. Restrictions apply. Visit RaysBaseball.com/Colony Grill for more details. 2025 Rays Baseball is presented by Orlando Health. Raise up.
With all the money you can save on gas when you use the Club Citgo Rewards app, you're good to go. But good to go where? Good to go fly first class?
Hot towel?
Cool. Good to go to the opera? Good to sit ringside at a boxing match? Good to go salsa dancing? Tap dancing? Or polka dancing? Download Citgo's money-saving Club Citgo app today. The easiest way to save money on fuel. Now you're good to go.
Zips Cleaners in South Tampa is Tampa's everyday low-price leader for dry cleaning and laundry services. Any fan who mentions this ad will save 50% off their total order on their first visit. That's right, 50% off Zips already everyday low price. This season, look your best for less at Zips Cleaners, 2206 South Dale Mabry Highway. Learn more at zipscleaners.com/Tampa. Again, that's zipscleaners.com/Tampa.
This is the Tampa Bay Rays Radio Network.
Winker swings and misses strike 3, and Bradley gets its 11th strikeout.
Today's game is brought to you by Kane's Furniture. Quality, selection, value. That's the confidence of Kane.
Swinging a hard hit ball to second, could be 2. Mead to second, 1. Caballero's relay in time. Double play.
Crown Automotive. The better way to buy for over 50 years.
And he launches one to deep right. Into the corner it goes. Gone! On one pitch, Cameron Meisner sends him home. And the Rays win it on opening day, 3-2.
To bring you the play-by-play of today's game, here are the voices of the Rays, Andy Freed and Neil Solondz.
Welcome, everyone, to George M. Steinbrenner Field in Tampa. It's a beautiful, rather warm and humid night, as you might expect, for the third week of May, as the Rays get ready to host the Houston Astros. Well, the Rays spun their wheels on their road trip. They won 2 of 3 against the Blue Jays and went to Miami feeling very good about themselves, but that all went away, losing 2 of 3 against the last place Marlins today. The Astros come to town with a couple of late comebacks against the Rangers, feeling good. The Rays trying to find their legs under them once again as they host Houston for the first time. I'm Andy Freed with Neil Solondz. When we come back, starting lineups and first pitch in a moment on the Rays Radio Network.
Leave the month. Small Business Edition. Today's recipient from Michaela's Mobile Spa, Michaela! Michaela got a quick business insurance quote from Progressive and chose from over 30 customizable coverages. Sure, it helps she's her only employee and does literally everything. But while others would rest on their laurels, Michaela was hard at work saving big. So take that, hypothetical other employee who doesn't exist. Be your own Michaela. See if you could save in as little as 7 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Coverage is not available in all states or for all vehicles and coverage selections.
And it's a simple word, but in St. Pete, Clearwater, it's an important one. Here, you can sun on America's favorite beaches and kayak through the shade of mangroves, tee off on a PGA course, and enjoy 5 courses of the finest dining. You could get surreal at the Dali Museum and then keep it real watching the sun melt into the Gulf. In St. Pete, Clearwater, the possibilities go on and on. Your trip begins at visitspc.com.
The only place to hear every pitch, every play, and every call, 95.3 WDAE and AM 620. Tampa Bay Rays Baseball, streaming live on iHeartRadio.
Let's pause for station identification. This is the Rays Baseball Network.
WDAE St. Petersburg, W237CW Pinellas Park, W224BE Brent, WRUB HD3 Clearwater. Streaming on iHeartRadio.
Alongside Andy Freed and Chris Adams, I'm Neil Solondz from Tampa. Rays getting set to take on the Astros. Becca Carney, our engineer here in the booth, and back at our network studios, he is Jason Behringer. Time now for our starting lineups from Republic Bank. It's just easier here. Joe Espada manages the 24-22 Astros with Jeremy Pena leading it off at short. Then it's Isaac Paredes, the former Ray, at third, and Jose Altuve at second. Christian Walker at first, Yainer Diaz the DH, and Victor Caratini the catcher. Jake Myers in center, Cam Smith in right, and Chas McCormick in left. For the Rays today, Yandy Diaz the DH, Jose Caballero moving up to 2 in the order against the lefty in right field, Christopher Morel in left. Then it's Junior Caminero at third, Brandon Lau at second, Danny Jansen catching, followed by Curtis Meade at first, Taylor Walls at short, and Cam Meisner, the center fielder. And those are your starting lineups from Republic Bank. It's just easier here. Our umpires for today's ball game are presented by Central Florida Behavioral Health Network, bringing hope, health, and recovery. Visit cfbhn.org. And it'll be Chris Siegel on the plate today. The crew chief at first, Alan Porter, Jim Wolf at second, and Brian Walsh, the umpire, at third. Our injury update is from our friends at Orlando Health at Bayfront Hospital. Visit orlandohealth.com/Bayfront to learn more. And a couple injury notes. First, Chandler Simpson's available, but not in the starting lineup after having that home plate collision 2 days ago in Miami. And the Rays could send up to 3 players out on rehab later this week, including Jake Mangum, as well as Kevin Kelly and Hunter Biggie. We'll keep you posted on all that. Our pitching previews from Canes Furniture, quality, selection, value. That's the confidence of Canes. Ryan Pepio on the hill, 2-5 with a 3.93 ERA. Coming off a game where he threw pretty well, aside from one pitch that he would want back. It was a 3-run, 2-out. As we move forward, but that was the only runs he gave up when the Rays did in a 3-1 defeat. That was the Rays' only loss in Toronto, so he's looking to follow it up in his first ever start against the Houston Astros. And he'll face a lineup that is loaded with right-handers, and we'll see how Ryan Pepio fares against them. Rays in their home whites, away grays worn by the Astros, as Jeremy Pena strides to the plate, striding back to the microphone on the
Thank you very much, and great to be back with you once again. And the 3 games against the Twins, a 9-game homestand in 10 days. And the 3-game series, then an off day, then another 3-game series against Toronto, and another one against the Twins. A 9-game homestand in 10 days. We're glad you're with us as the Rays get it all going tonight. Here's the first pitch of the game to Jeremy Pena, riding up and in. It shoots off of his bat, carrying off to the right, and we're underway at 7:05. So the count is 1 strike to Jeremy Pena. And Pepio returns, swinging a line drive to the left of shortstop Taylor Walls, who gets it on one quick hop and throws on to first to retire Pena. Pena, who's really been thriving in the leadoff position. And now we got to look at Isaac Paredes in his return to the Rays. All right, here is Isaac coming off a really impressive week. 3 homers in the last 6 games, and 2 of them 1 games late. He's got 7 home runs, 24 runs batted in. And the pitch is up and outside to him, ball 1. Isaac, and it became a running gag with the group, does not hit the ball in the air with any authority to the opposite field. Everything is always pulled. And there's another one, line drive deep and foul off the loge area. Behind the third base bag. He is a master at that, out in front of pitches, and we saw it for almost 400 games as a member of the Rays. They always teased him, would he ever hit a home run to right, maybe even in Yankee Stadium? Well, here at Steinbrenner Field, with a very short right and right center, this might be the only place that it's possible. The pitch is high and away. 2 balls and 1 strike to Paredes. Open stance on the right side. The Rays' lone all-star from a year ago. And Paredes checks a swing, and it goes foul off to the right. And it's even up at 2-2.
Oh, he sits right up on home plate, too. So even a pitch that's right on the outside corner or off the plate, he has the ability to pull.
He has 79 career home runs, and every one of them is pulled. It's 2-2. Pepio steps off the rubber.
Understands the strike zone like few do, too. He very rarely swings at balls.
And we saw his eye get better over the years. Swinging a line drive into left for a base hit. Paredes a hot hitter, and he singles for the first hit of the series.
Keep him in the ballpark, you're fine with that. As we set the defense for the Rays, Curtis Mead will hold Paredes on at first. Second baseman Brandon Lau. Taylor Walls at short. Junior Caminero at third. It's Christopher Morel in left. Cameron Meisner in center. And Jose Caballero in right. And Danny Jansen behind the plate. And those blues must mean Jose Altuve is coming to the plate.
They follow him everywhere. And here is Altuve, who's gone for the leadoff spot, sometimes second, now hitting third. He has not been hitting particularly well of late, but never really buy it because he hits the Rays. So swinging a two-hopper to Walls at short to second for one. Loud to first, double play. Altuve ends it on a 6-4-3, and the Astros are gone. Here are the first. Now to the bottom half. And the Rays are coming up against Colton Gordon after this. No score on the Rays Radio Network.
Tuesdays, my new favorite day of the week thanks to Tijuana Flats. Every Tuesday, I can get dos tacos. That's 2 tacos, chips, and a drink for just $6.99. $6.99. Tijuana Tuesdays at Tijuana Flats. Go see for yourself.
For over 50 years, the Crown Automotive Group has been the dealer you've turned to for all of your automotive needs. And they're still as driven as ever. Like helping to build up our community for over 50 years now, and has been the official car and truck dealer of your Tampa Bay Rays since the beginning. Yes, good folks at Crown. Quality people, quality automobiles. And most important, customer-oriented dealerships. It's kept me coming back for years. For dealership experience driven by community, Rays fans choose Crown Automotive. And so do I. The better way to buy for 50 years.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like to check for your wallet first, before hitting the drive-thru.
$6.
Sorry, forgot my wallet. I have change, though. Here's 40 cents, another 40. Ooh, a bicentennial.
What's that?
Oh, gosh.
Checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
The MLB shop at Fanatics.com has the exclusive and officially licensed Rays gear you need to represent Tampa Bay in style. Take advantage of their extensive collection of gear in sizes extra small to 5XL. Order your jersey, hat, shirts, and more MLB merchandise at Fanatics.com. Rays turn to double play to end the first, and TD Synnex donates $250 to Girls Incorporated, supporting and encouraging girls to be strong, smart, and bold through direct service and advocacy. Our pitching preview from Canes Furniture, quality selection value, that's the confidence of Canes, and local product, Colton Gordon making his second big league start against the team he grew up watching.
That is correct. And here is Yandy Diaz to start it against him. He throws about 6 pitches. First one is down the middle for a called strike, and grew up a huge Rays fan. He and his family said they go to 20, 30 games a year at Tropicana Field. Now the left-hander throws. Diaz takes high and away. But while he is a St. Pete native, he really is also equally a Bradenton native. Hale Middle School, which is down off 64. There's a swing and a miss at a breaking ball down and in. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. And Lakewood Ranch High School. And then Hillsborough Community College and University of Florida, ended up at UCF. So he's been all around the area, but really as local a product as you're going to find on a big league mound. Here he pitches to Yandy Diaz, lined into right for a base hit. Yandy Diaz singles to right to open the Rays' offense.
And since that is the first hit, we remind you every hit's a win with Suncoast for each Rays hit. Suncoast donates $79 in honor of their 79 Florida branches, with up to $10,000 going toward 2 local nonprofits each month.
That's a leadoff man aboard for the Rays. And here's a guy that had a really good road trip in Jose Caballero. I think for the first time looks to be pretty locked in at the plate and stealing bases and doing his thing defensively. Now the first pitch is high and in from Gordon, and it's 1-0. And he was back to being his typical pest. And that is driving the other teams nuts. Third baseman Paredes is shallow, but only maybe by a step or two at third. And off speed is low and inside from Gordon, and it's 2 balls and no strikes.
Jose is also the best Ray this year against lefties, and that's been an issue for the team. So they're hitting just 205 as a club against southpaws.
Yeah, that has been a real problem. On 2-0, taken, change-up strike. And it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Well, he's not a particularly hard thrower, but he can spin it and move all around the zone. 2 balls, 1 strike. The stretch. Diaz leads at first. Gordon pitches. Backdoor breaking ball. Called strike 2. And it's 2-2. So impactful for Caballero and Chandler Simpson from the speed category that when you went from Saturday with them in the lineup to Sunday without either of them in there, the lineup played a lot differently. There's a swing and a miss and a slider in on the hands. And Caballero has struck out for 1 down. In fact, when the Rays didn't have their speed going, because those guys make things happen, it's like they had to start putting some over the wall or driving the ball, and they never did in yesterday's game. A 5-1 loss for the Marlins. Here's Christopher Morel, who swings and misses. And Christopher has really gone from in the lineup most days to very rarely in the lineup. 209, 3 homers, 11